Well, Disney went woke and now their stock's been cut in half in a year. I'm trying not to celebrate too much. I do love when evil, bad, stupid businesses making dumb decisions get punished for it. I'm torn because I know a lot of animators and I love the medium of animation. But, if you're going to attack the family and attack American values, then screw you. You need to go down the ash heap of history.
In March of 2021, they were selling at $201.91 a share. They're down to 95. That was a self-imposed injury.
This is a 100-year-old company that is now worth half of what it was in just 1 year.
They jumped on the woke bandwagon and they thought that they were going to make a fortune. They didn't do it for the right reasons. They thought that the country's going woke.
There are no right reasons to do that. But you're seeing it with Disney, Bud Light. They're going, hey, we're not worth as much now. We've been called out.
That Disney thought that China and Russia, that they were going to buy into this stuff. It's not going to happen. And the downward spiral is well deserved by them.
China and Russia weren't going to buy this stuff anyways, because Disney, on all their Star Wars posters, for Black Panther, they would remove the black guy's face knowing that China was more racist than we are. So when blacks really needed representation by Disney, they removed them.
They kept on producing these woke movies and people weren't going, and they just kept on producing them, expecting people to adjust their values to the company. Well, that didn't happen.
Everyone knew for a while, for a couple of years now, that if you wanted an idea passed through Disney, it better have something to do with race or gender. And you have to go in, and you just had a better chance of it getting green lit. It's what they feel good about green lighting. Those are their values. And if I bring in my traditional family values, it's not a real good chance that movie or TV series is going to be picked up because they don't feel good about them. They hate the family. They hate America. They hate tradition. And so it's not going to get green lit. So they keep making them. And then they lose money because Americans don't operate the same way as a Disney pitch room.
And so shareholders are beginning to ask why we ever really went down this road. Disney used to be the gold standard of stock. I mean, this was America's corporation.
Now, if you own that stock, it's on you. And I hope you lose a lot of money. By the way, I've owned Disney stock in the past, just to give full disclosure. I've always enjoyed Disney as a company right up to the last 20 years when they started going woke.
Because they were selling something that took us out of all of our divisions and all of our bitter fights in politics. They gave us, fantasy. They gave us entertainment.
Disney used to be about transcendent values that were true, largely what everyone largely thought about anyways. And then they went radical. They got fringy.
And then when Disney decided to get involved, for example, in its opposition to the Florida parental rights legislation, that really crossed the Rubicon. And you saw a more active Disney in trying to shape public values. Well, it didn't.
The right believes that parents should have rights. Disney opposed that. And they only did it because their employees, their animator, their blue-haired woke animator employees threatened to walk out. And so they caved. And now you lose all your money. Are you happy you lose billions? You should have fired all those guys, hired a bunch of Christian animators. We'd work harder. I tell better stories than them too, Disney. And you know it. They've bought my books. They've bought my book, Ghostopolis. They bought the movie rights. They can't tell stories anymore. And that is a shame to Walt Disney's memory.
And you've had a series now of hundreds of millions of dollars have been lost on movies because people are just not going. And that's the invisible hand. And it's really slapped Disney.
Movies are kind of at a cultural standstill right now because we're so divided. You better be doing stuff that unites all Americans. And there just isn't that much that unites us anymore. You used to be able to say, you know what? A man can't have a baby and everyone would be united. And now that's controversial. Until we become more united, it's going to be very hard for large mass media companies to make entertainment for everyone that's going to make some money. It's ruinous. Disney was once a great thing, almost like a Tiffany lamp. And now it's just a buggy whip, a thing of the past. Let me know what your favorite Disney movie is. Probably my number one up there has got to be Pinocchio. Is just one of the greatest movies I've ever seen from Disney. But what's your favorite? I'm Doug in Exile.